It all began innocuously enough, like many roommate situations do, a desperate search for affordable housing in a bustling city where rent prices seem to climb higher with each passing month. For Lily, a recent college graduate eager to start her career in the urban sprawl, finding a suitable place to live proved challenging until she stumbled upon a seemingly perfect apartment listing. The building, nestled on a quiet street lined with century-old trees, exuded a quaint charm that belied its age. The rent was surprisingly reasonable for the neighborhood, and the photos showcased spacious rooms flooded with natural light. With hope in her heart and a sense of excitement, Lily arranged a viewing. Upon stepping inside, Lily was immediately captivated. The apartment had an eerie feel, with hardwood floors gleaming under the soft glow of afternoon sunlight. The kitchen boasted modern appliances, and the living room windows framed a view of a lush garden courtyard below. It was everything she had envisioned and more. The current tenant, a woman named Emma, greeted Lily warmly. Emma was elegant, with a serene demeanor that put Lily at ease. They exchanged pleasantries as Emma showed her around, pointing out the building's amenities and the nearby cafes and shops. Lily couldn't believe her luck when Emma mentioned that she was looking for a roommate to share the apartment. Over tea in the cozy kitchen, they discussed logistics, rent, utilities, house rules. Lily found Emma to be considerate and accommodating, and before long, they struck a deal. Within a week, Lily moved in with her few belongings, eager to settle into her new life. At first, everything seemed perfect. Lily and Emma quickly established a comfortable routine, sharing meals and quiet evenings watching movies in the living room. Emma was an intriguing companion, well-read and knowledgeable about a wide range of topics. Yet, as weeks turned into months, Lily began to notice peculiarities about her roommate that she couldn't quite explain. Emma never seemed to eat regular meals. Instead, she would disappear into her bedroom for hours, emerging only after sunset with a faint flush to her cheeks. Lily dismissed it as a quirk, attributing it to Emma's freelance work schedule and artistic temperament. But there were other oddities too. Emma's aversion to sunlight, her unusually keen sense of smell, and the fact that Lily never once saw her sleep. One night, unable to sleep herself, Lily ventured into the kitchen for a glass of water. The clock on the stove blinked 3 a.m. in bold red digits, casting an eerie glow. As she sipped her water, she heard a soft sound, a whisper of movement from the hallway leading to Emma's room. Curiosity piqued, Lily padded silently down the hallway, heart pounding in her chest. The door to Emma's room was slightly ajar, a sliver of darkness beckoning. Lily hesitated for a moment, then pushed the door open gently. What she saw froze her in place, a scene straight out of a nightmare. Emma stood in the center of the room, bathed in moonlight filtering through the curtains. Her eyes, usually warm and inviting, gleamed with an otherworldly intensity. Lily watched, transfixed, as Emma tilted her head back, revealing 2 elongated fangs glistening in the pale light. Lily's mind raced, grappling with the impossible truth unfolding before her. Emma, her roommate, was a vampire, a creature of myth and legend that fed on blood to survive. Panic threatened to overwhelm her, but before she could react, Emma turned to face her with a look of mingled surprise and resignation. "Emma, Lily." Emma's voice was soft, tinged with sadness. "I should have told you sooner. I'm not like other people." In the days that followed, Lily wrestled with conflicting emotions. Part of her wanted to flee, to escape the danger she now realized she was in. But another part couldn't deny the bond she had formed with Emma, the genuine connection that had grown between them. Emma, for her part, seemed genuinely remorseful for keeping her identity hidden. She explained that she had lived quietly among humans for centuries, moving from place to place to avoid suspicion. Her existence had been lonely and fraught with challenges, but meeting Lily had offered a glimpse of companionship and normalcy she had longed for. As weeks turned into months, Lily and Emma navigated their unusual living arrangement with cautious optimism. Emma assured Lily that she posed no threat. The blood she consumed came from willing donors under controlled circumstances, and she had no desire to harm anyone. Their conversations delved into Emma's long life, filled with tales of history and human frailty. Lily listened with rapt attention, fascinated by Emma's perspective on centuries of societal evolution and personal growth. Emma, in turn, found solace in Lily's openness and acceptance, a rare gift in a world that often feared what it did not understand. Yet the outside world remained oblivious to Emma's true nature. Lily kept their secret, shielding Emma from prying eyes and curious neighbors. She made excuses for Emma's nocturnal habits and sun-shy demeanor, covering for her. But secrets have a way of unraveling, especially in a city where rumors spread like wildfire. One evening, as Lily returned from work, she found a group of strangers gathered in the courtyard of their building. A mix of thrill-seekers and conspiracy theorists drawn by whispers of a vampire living among them. Emma was nowhere to be found, her room deserted and belongings untouched. Panic surged through Lily as she realized the danger Emma now faced. She searched frantically, scouring the neighborhood and reaching out to mutual acquaintances, but Emma remained elusive. Days turned into a tense waiting game, with Lily torn between hope and despair. Had Emma fled in fear, or worse, had she fallen victim to those who sought to exploit her? Lily blamed herself for not protecting Emma better, for not anticipating the consequences of their shared secret. Then, just when hope seemed lost, Lily received a message. An encrypted email from an unknown sender. Inside was a brief note from Emma, written in her elegant script, assuring Lily of her safety and expressing gratitude for their time together. She had left to protect Lily from the growing threat, promising to return when the danger had passed. With a heavy heart and renewed determination, Lily resolved to wait for Emma's return. She kept their apartment as Emma had left it, a silent testament to their brief but profound friendship. And as the seasons changed and life moved forward, Lily held on to the hope that one day she would see Emma again, a reminder that even in the darkest of nights, love and loyalty could endure.
In the quiet suburbs of Oakwood, nestled among towering oak trees and quaint houses with white picket fences, there stood an unassuming Victorian-style home. This house, with its weathered blue paint and creaky porch swing, was the setting of a tale that whispered through the town like a chilling breeze on a winter's night. It was the story of the roommate who never left. The legend began with Sarah, a young woman in her early 20s, who moved into the old house after inheriting it from her grandmother. Sarah was drawn to its vintage charm and the memories of childhood summers spent there, playing in the attic and hiding in the sprawling garden. Little did she know that her return would awaken something long dormant within those aging walls. The first signs were subtle, a door that closed on its own, a faint whisper echoing through empty hallways. Sarah dismissed them as quirks of an old house settling into silence. But as the days passed, the occurrences grew more pronounced. Objects would go missing only to reappear in odd places, and shadows seemed to dance in the corners of her vision when she was alone. One evening, Sarah invited her friend Emma over for dinner. As they sat in the cozy kitchen reminiscing about their college days, Emma's gaze shifted to the doorway leading to the basement. She hesitated before speaking, her voice barely above a whisper. "Sarah, do you ever feel like there's someone else here?" Sarah chuckled nervously, trying to brush off the unease that prickled at her skin. "It's an old house, Em, probably just the wind." But Emma wasn't convinced. "No, I mean it. I keep seeing shadows out of the corner of my eye, and sometimes I hear footsteps upstairs when no one's there." In the attic, amidst old trunks and forgotten treasures, Sarah discovered a stack of journals belonging to her grandmother. Intrigued, she began to read, hoping to uncover the secrets of the house that had been passed down through generations. The journals told stories of love and loss, of family bonds forged in times of hardship. But one entry stood out, a tale of a young woman named Eleanor who had lived in the house during the early 1900s. Eleanor had been Sarah's grandmother's closest friend, a spirited soul who loved music and laughter. According to the journal, Eleanor had fallen ill unexpectedly and passed away in the very room Sarah now slept in. Her presence, however, seemed to linger in the house long after her death. Eleanor's laughter echoed through the halls, and her favorite piano would sometimes play by itself in the dead of night. As Sarah delved deeper into the journals, she began to sense Eleanor's presence more strongly. She could almost feel the warmth of her smile in the sunlight that filtered through the attic window, hear the soft melody of her voice in the rustling of the leaves outside. But with Eleanor's presence came a growing sense of unease. Sarah's nights were plagued by restless dreams and the feeling of being watched. She would wake to find the air heavy with an unseen presence, shadows swirling in the darkness. Desperate for answers, Sarah sought out Mrs. Adams, the town's oldest resident and a keeper of local law. Mrs. Adams listened intently to Sarah's tale, her eyes narrowing in thought. After a long pause, she spoke in a hushed tone. "Mrs. Adams, the house has always had a spirit. Eleanor loved this place so fiercely that even in death she couldn't bear to leave. She's not malevolent, my dear. She's simply lost." Determined to help Eleanor find peace, Sarah delved deeper into the house's history, uncovering forgotten mementos and treasured memories. With each discovery, Sarah felt Eleanor's presence grow stronger, as though the spirit was guiding her through the labyrinth of time. She learned of Eleanor's dreams and ambitions, of the love she had lost and the music that had once filled the house with joy. One stormy night, as Sarah stood in the attic surrounded by memories of generations past, she felt a gentle touch on her shoulder. Startled, she turned to see a faint figure standing before her, a young woman with laughter in her eyes and music in her heart. "Sarah, Eleanor," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. The spirit smiled softly, a warm breeze stirring the dust-laden air. Without a word, Eleanor reached out her hand. Sarah hesitated only for a moment before taking it, feeling a rush of warmth and peace flood her senses. In that moment, Sarah understood. Eleanor had never been a ghost to be feared, but a guardian of the house and its history, a spirit bound by love and memories. Together they stood in the attic, bridging the gap between past and present, forging a bond that transcended the boundaries of time. And so the tale of the roommate who never left took on a new meaning in Oakwood. It became a story of love and redemption, of a young woman who found solace in the embrace of a spirit from another era. For Sarah, the house was no longer just a place to live, but a sanctuary where past and present intertwined in a timeless dance. As for Eleanor, she found peace at last, her laughter echoing through the halls of the old Victorian house, a reminder that love endures even beyond the boundaries of life and death. And so, nestled among the towering oak trees and quaint houses with white picket fences, the old house in Oakwood whispered its tale to those who dared to listen, the tale of the roommate who never left.
Living with a roommate is often a rite of passage in young adulthood, a shared experience of independence, camaraderie, and occasional conflict. For Alex, a recent college graduate eager to embark on a new chapter in the city, finding a roommate seemed like a practical solution to soaring rent prices and the allure of companionship in a bustling metropolis. The apartment Alex found was modest but cozy, tucked away in a quiet neighborhood with tree-lined streets and quaint cafes. It was in this unassuming setting that Alex met Sam, a friendly, outgoing individual with a penchant for late-night conversations and spontaneous adventures. Initially, their shared living arrangement seemed harmonious, with both roommates enjoying each other's company and respecting each other's space. However, as weeks turned into months, Alex began to notice subtle changes in Sam's behavior. What had once been occasional bouts of eccentricity, quirky habits and odd hobbies began to escalate into more concerning patterns. Sam grew increasingly withdrawn, spending long hours in their room with the door locked and refusing to engage in conversation or participate in household activities. At first, Alex attributed Sam's behavior to stress or personal issues, offering support and understanding whenever possible. Yet as days passed, Alex couldn't shake the growing sense of unease that settled like a shadow over their once peaceful apartment. Sam's laughter became hollow, their eyes clouded with a distant, haunted look that sent shivers down Alex's spine. The breaking point came one stormy night when Alex awoke to frantic whispers echoing through the apartment. Disoriented and fearful, Alex followed the sound to Sam's closed bedroom door, where muffled voices and erratic movements hinted at a scene of turmoil within. Heart-pounding, Alex knocked softly, calling out Sam's name in a trembling voice. There was no response, only the sound of hurried footsteps pacing the floor inside. Panic seized Alex as they considered what could be happening behind that door. Was Sam in danger, or had Sam become a danger? Fearing the worst, Alex made a split-second decision to call for help. Within minutes, police officers arrived, their presence casting a stark contrast to the dimly lit hallway of the apartment building. With a collective breath held, Alex watched as the door to Sam's room was forced open, revealing a scene that shattered any semblance of normalcy. Sam stood in the center of the room, surrounded by a maze of scribbled notes and torn pages. Wild-eyed and dishevelled, they clutched a worn-out journal filled with cryptic symbols and nonsensical ramblings. The air reeked of sweat and stale air, a testament to the days spent in isolation and anguish. As paramedics gently guided Sam away, Alex caught a fleeting glimpse of their roommate, a once vibrant soul now lost in the grip of a mental storm. In the aftermath of that harrowing night, Alex struggled to reconcile the image of Sam, their friend, their confidant, with the stark reality of mental illness. Memories flickered like old film reels, moments of laughter and shared dreams now overshadowed by the chilling spectre of Sam's unraveling mind. Days turned into weeks as Alex navigated the aftermath of Sam's hospitalization. The apartment, once a sanctuary of shared laughter and quiet moments, now echoed with an unsettling silence. Alex found solace in routine, work, errands, and visits to the hospital where Sam was undergoing treatment, but the fear lingered like a persistent fog. Visiting hours became a ritual of uncertainty, each encounter with Sam veiled in layers of medication-induced calm and fleeting glimpses of lucidity. Alex held on to hope, praying for signs of improvement, a flicker of recognition in Sam's eyes that would herald a return to stability and peace. Meanwhile, whispers of Sam's breakdown spread through their social circle and the tight-knit community of their neighborhood. Sympathetic glances and hushed conversations followed Alex wherever they went, reminders of the fragile line between sanity and madness that everyone walked but few acknowledged. In quiet moments, Alex retraced their shared history with Sam. The late-night conversations, the spontaneous road trips, the dreams they had dared to share. They sought solace in support groups, therapy sessions, and long walks through the city streets, each step a tentative journey toward understanding and acceptance. Months passed, and Sam's condition slowly stabilized under the care of dedicated professionals. Alex visited less frequently as Sam's world narrowed to the sterile confines of hospital walls and the slow process of recovery. Yet, a bond forged in shared experiences endured, a testament to the enduring power of compassion and friendship in the face of adversity. In the quiet hours of reflection, Alex often found themselves gazing out of the apartment window, watching the ebb and flow of city life below. The scars of that turbulent night remained etched in their memory, a reminder of the fragility of the human mind and the resilience of the human heart. And as they looked toward the horizon, Alex held on to hope. Hope for Sam's healing, for their own peace, and for a future where understanding triumphed over fear.